tortoise lovers, it's Austin from Arizona Sulcata. It has been a hot minute, like a year or so. So much has happened here at the tortoise farm. New tortoises, new high-end tortoises, ivories, albinos, you name it. We got all kinds of morphs coming this season. I'm so excited to show all of that to you and more, along with the new tortoise building. We've got lots of updates, giveaways, everything. Stay tuned. So it's beginning of February right now. The turtles are doing great. Everyone's been asking me about the diamondback terrapins. They're all doing awesome, fantastic. This time of year, they kind of just, they don't hibernate, but they go really inactive. They just kind of stay at the bottom and don't do anything, which is great. I don't really have to feed them, don't have to take care of them or anything like that. They just kind of chill out and do their own thing. I will show you them. Their pond has been working awesome. They've been laying eggs, they've been hatching babies. They're doing tremendous, and let's go in and take a look at them. Here you can see the pond. It is doing great. It is hard to tell on the camera, but it is crystal clear. And like I said, the turtles don't really come up this time of year. They kind of just hunker down, but let's dive in and see if we can find them. Here is the turtle tub set up indoors. These are for hatchlings or other little turtles. We got spotteds here, which have grown quite a bit. And then we got, there's a diamondback terrapin that we hatched. And it is concentric. I kept 2 of them. There's 2 in here along with 3 spotteds. Oh, here we go. Here's this guy right here. This guy has been getting, oh, come on. He is quick. Look at that. He's getting big. This is only, let's see, how old is this? Going on about 4 or 5 months, and look at how big it already is. It's almost the size of my hand. Active guy. Come on, get him to focus there so you can see that concentric pattern. Just beautiful turtles. Okay, he's gonna fly out of my hand. Well, let's let him go here. And there's this guy too. Same age, a little bit smaller, but again, the beautiful concentric pattern. And they're just gorgeous. And I'll show you one of the spotteds here. The spotted, see, you can tell a real difference in the species. See how they just hide? He just went in his shell and gone, never to be seen again. But they're beautiful turtles, and cool thing about these, they're almost full grown. Like, they do not get very big, whereas the diamondback terrapins will get much bigger, as you saw in the outdoor pond. But see, this species here is just so timid. They do not very personable, whereas the diamondback terrapins are outgoing as all get out and very personable and completely different species. I love these diamondback terrapins. So I left off in the last video that my tortoise building was going to be redone, which is this building right here. Now, this side is, it's kind of divided, you'll see later, but it's divided into 2 sections. This side is my tortoise building. This side I just kind of turned into a tool shed / feed barn. This was expensive. I had to have the entire roof redone. So that was several $1,000s. I had to have the entire thing demolitioned, insulated, re-drywalled, painted, new fixtures, new electricity, new electrical lines, new AC, the works. But it is done. I used it for the full laying season last year, and my new systems are just like perfect. Everything is dialed in exactly how I want it, and let's take a look inside. So I should probably also preface that this building originally was just bare bones. It's never been insulated, anything like that. All the electricity that is in the building, I added myself. I was gonna do a whole like video on this building and do like a step-by-step deal renovation type time-lapse video, but the season got busy, the tortoises started laying. I just kind of had to put it all on the back burner. So I'm just kind of going to show you guys before and after. Now, why the before is so bad is, if you watched my previous video, we got hit by a huge storm. So like all my rabbits and a lot of animals that had enclosures out here got destroyed. My barn, a tree collapsed my barn right here. And so a lot of things had to be moved into that building, and it just destroyed it. The rabbits peed and pooped on everything, obviously, and it was just a big mess. The whole building was just completely destroyed. The roof was destroyed from the storm itself. So a lot had to go into making this a functional building again for the tortoise room. Here is a look at the before on the tortoise room, so you can see how disgusting and absolutely unusable it was. And now for the after, cue dramatic montage. So here is the building. Again, it's just a 10 by 10 space, nothing fancy, but I got my incubators along this wall. As you can see, they've started laying again. So I've got my charts on here on what it's been laying. There's the incubators. This setup right here, I never really used for anything. It was kind of just, I used to have it inside my house, but since then everything's been moved out. And I don't really use it anymore. I use it as more of like a backstock. There are a couple Russians down here right now because their outdoor enclosure is being redone today. But basically this is just extra if I have too many hatchlings that will go in here. But I really just use it as a table. As you can see, nice and messy again. But brand new flooring I put in. I did basically everything myself except for the drywall. Everything is insulated. Brand new AC unit. The door had to be completely reframed because it was all rotted out. But this is the magic right here. This is my tortoise system. This is something I kind of came up on my own. You got these shelves. Now there's not really anything in here. You can see the lights are all off on these. You already saw the turtles. And the amazing thing about all this is everything is automated. All the temperatures are automated on thermostats. Their lights are on timers. I don't have to do anything but soak and feed them. And the great thing of why I love this system is they get soaked in these tubs. So what I do is I take out their waters, take out their hide, and I set them on top. And then I take their actual thing that they're in, I take it out, I take them outside the door right here, and they get soaked. So the great thing about that is then I'll have an extra one. I'll take out an empty one, put them in the empty one, which has already been cleaned. And then this one, as they soaked, once they're done with it, it gets cleaned as well. And then that'll be the one I swap them into next time. So not only does it make their soakings much easier and efficient, but their enclosure also gets cleaned out every single day because they're getting soaked every day. So these guys just had their soaking. As you can see, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Austin, why don't they have substrate in here or anything like that? So these are for hatchlings. This is a breeder setup. Now, when they're hatchlings, you don't want we're talking new hatchlings, okay? Like fresh out of the incubator. They eat everything in sight, including the substrate. So by not having substrate, I prevent any type of impaction risks or anything like that. So it's completely foolproof. See right here, you got their temperature thermometer probe here, which is kept at 82 degrees. So at night, it never drops below 82. During the day, it gets about 85 in here. So they always say between 82 and 85. And I love these little waters here because they got these ridges. You see the ridges? And those ridges are on the inside too. I don't know if you can kind of see it. So they can get in and out of the water easily and not flip over. And they refill themselves, which is what I love. So I keep 2 of those in here. And as you can see, these are just grass trimmings that I just went and cut. And they just have an all natural ryegrass diet. And depending on the type of season, there's weeds, mulberry leaves, hibiscus leaves, all that good stuff. But this system is just so easy and efficient and effective for the tortoises. And I absolutely, it's just flawless and just so efficient. This side right here is what I turned into the tool building / feed building with all my feed bags here and all the good stuff for the chickens and rabbits and all that good stuff. Old incubator that I no longer use, that I just use as a storage cabinet now. Toolbox, parts, all the good stuff to run a tortoise farm. So, you know, a little dirty in here. I had to put kid bikes together for Christmas. So I kind of stashed them in here so the kids couldn't find out what they were getting. But so as you can see, I did not insulate the side because it is just a tool shed. But the other side, here you can see drywall in the middle and insulation, if you can see it up there. But that whole side, the tortoise building side, is all insulated and finished. But this is what became of the other side. And now it gives me a usable space to put all my junk. All right, now for the real meat of the video, why you guys come here, and that's the tortoises. So I got new tortoises, as I said, and here's one right here laying some eggs. This right here is an ivory het female. So she is het for ivory, hence the IH I put on her shell. And she is about ready to lay her first clutch for me. As a matter of fact, I think she already just pushed out the first egg, so I need to get to that. So, long story that I'm gonna try and make as short and concise here as possible, but you guys have seen my ivory female and several ivory males, and I had what I thought was a het female. She turned out not to be. Long story short, someone had a proven het pair, so a male and female albino pair. So I was like, you know what, I got this albino female just sitting here without a male or anything. It's like I could have a male for her and an extra female laying eggs, so that'd be cool to be producing albinos, right? So the trade I ended up working out is that ivory female I had is now bye-bye, sadly. And she was beautiful. She's the most beautiful ivory I've ever seen in my life. Her colors were stunning, her shell was smooth and perfect, just an absolute specimen of a tortoise. But it allowed me to, now I'll be able to not only produce albinos, which I couldn't do before, but I also am able to produce ivories, more ivories now as well, still, because of the het I got, which I just showed you. So that kind of piled into this deal kind of last minute. I had so I had traded the het pair of albinos for a visual pair of ivory. So I traded a male and female ivory for the het pair of albinos. I'd say that the other guy kind of came away looking good on that deal, because I think my ivories were worth a little more, but for me it was more the opportunity I wanted to jump on. And since I had that albino female just sitting around doing nothing, so that's why I did it. And I'm so excited. The albino had already laid eggs 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, and now, as you saw, the het ivory is also about to lay eggs. So coming to you shortly with ivories and albinos, which I am beyond excited about. But anyways, I had an extra ivory male, and I was like, well, I don't need him anymore because the ivories are gone. So I put him up for sale, and immediately someone else had a het ivory for sale. So I mean, at that point I immediately took my male ivory for sale. I took him off the market, and I messaged the guy. I'm like, hey, you know, is she still for sale? And keep in mind, these are like big transactions. Like, these are not cheap tortoises. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. So like, I don't take these decisions lightly, but I had, when they happen, you have to jump on them too, because these are rare tortoises that do not come on the market very often. The ivory female I had, she's the only one I had ever seen like her for sale. I saw her for sale on Facebook. The guy was in Savannah, Georgia, literally that week. I booked a flight, flew to Atlanta, rented a car, drove to Savannah, got a big old box to put that tortoise in the back of the rental car, and drove that rental car from Savannah, Georgia, all the way to my house in Phoenix, Arizona. So that's the kind of commitment you have to take. Not to mention the price tag, which was high. Well, let's just say it's high. Anyways, so this het ivory came for sale, and immediately I messaged him. I was like, I want her, can I have her? He's like, I already have someone else interested. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, let me know. I can pay you right now. Like, I want her. And he's like, well, I got this other guy and he said he wanted her. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, just let me know if you change your mind, or if it doesn't go through, and I'd be happy to have her. So I'd say about 3 weeks went by, and again, I hadn't messaged the guy again. I just figured she had sold, that was that. But I still had my ivory mail. And then out of the blue, the guy messages me and he's like, hey, you want her? And I was like, yeah, I'll take her. And I bought her that day, and she was on a flight that night to my house, and I got her that night. So exciting things happening, ivories and albinos, along with all the other tortoises that I have and you guys love. So I'm also offering a special on the albinos. If you put a deposit in on those, you're gonna get free priority overnight shipping. Free priority night shipping. That is, and that's on any quantity. You order 10, still free shipping, no matter how expensive the shipping gets, which, you know, for priority overnight shipping is extremely expensive. You will get that for absolutely free just by putting a deposit down. So not only do you get free shipping, I'm also the cheapest by several $100s on albinos. So, and they also come with a full year health guarantee. Don't forget that comes with my albinos, ivories, all my tortoises, full year health guarantee. Exciting stuff happening. Let's take a look at the new tortoises. This girl right here is the albino het, and you can see she's got a nice smooth shell. She's not huge, so that was a little bit of my concern, is she's not massive. I'd say, I haven't actually measured her, but probably around 18-19 inches. But you know what? She laid her first clutch of eggs a couple days ago, so she's over here and she's looking for some dried mulberry leaves, and she is doing fantastic. Buddy here is the albino het. So he is het for albino, and so this is the male that is now breeding my albino female, as well as the het for albino. So this guy is, he's super personable. He's been a great breeder, and he's just fun to have around the farm here, and he's been getting the job done. Here is the visual albino that you guys all know and love, and she is just getting ready here. Just put her out in the nesting area, so hopefully she will lay her first clutch of this season here any day now. Fingers crossed. And the great thing about that is this time is, see, before I was breeding her with my ivory male, so she was the one that was producing the double hets. But this year she will be producing albinos. So the only sad part about that is that, yes, there will be no more double hets being produced. I was the only one producing those. Maybe someone will again in the future, I don't know. But that's it for the double hets. It was fun while it lasted. The tortoises that you saw when I showed you in the building, the hatchlings that I did have, those are the double hets that I kept for myself. As well as I have some juveniles from a year ago's clutches. So double hets are done. That was a fun project. Excited to see what their offspring produce. Hopefully in the next 5-ish years we will find that out and come up with another video. All right, well, that het for ivory is laying eggs, so I got to go deal with that. So I'm gonna end this video. 2024 was a season for growth here at Arizona Sulcata. We got the albinos now, we got the ivories, new tortoise building. I redid all my heating systems. Everything here is automatic and working flawlessly and efficiently. It was a great year. It was an expensive year, but a great year nonetheless. I'm so excited for what's to come in this 2025 season. As I mentioned before, you get the free priority overnight shipping with the albino pre-orders. Any other deposits you have for, and a lot of you already have deposits in, so this is going to go for everyone who already has them in or will put them in by the end of the season. I'm going to throw in some freebies, not to everyone. I don't have enough for everyone, but in some random ones. If you have deposits in, don't be surprised if maybe you get an extra plushie, a necklace, some earrings, maybe some stickers, tortoise figurines. Maybe you get some, maybe you don't, but if you have deposits in, you're going to be maybe one of those lucky few people that get those things. Not only that, every single one of you will be entered into a drawing to get a very special tortoise giveaway at the end of this season, which I will announce later. But everyone with deposits in, whether it be ivory, regular sulcata, albino, whatever it is, if you get your deposits in, you already have them in, you're gonna get them in, whatever it may be, you're gonna be entered in to win a very special tortoise. And believe me, you do not want to miss out on this tortoise. So get your deposits in, go to azsulcata.com, get that taken care of. You can put your deposit in right on the website, and I will send you a confirmation. Not only that, that's gonna be 5 entries for every deposit you put in. So you order 2, put 2 deposits in for 2 tortoises, that's gonna be, let's do the math here, 10. That's 10 entries, okay? You also are gonna get one entry for every subscriber on YouTube. If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I am now on, what's it called? Because I've been on TikTok. I'm now on TikTok as well. So you get 1 entry for all of the follows or subscriptions on all those platforms, and then you get 5 per deposit you put in. And believe me, you do not want to miss out on this tortoise. It's not going to be your average everyday sulcata. It will be something special, I promise you. Thanks, tortoise lovers. I will see you guys shortly. I'm going to be much more active here this year. Now that last year was a year for a lot of work. I had to constantly be doing stuff. I did not have time for videos. This year, everything's set up. Everything's working smoothly now. So I'm going to be in your guys' faces a lot more. So go ahead, follow me, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, tortoise lovers.